everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Candid Kaya. Today, I am here with former semi-pro athlete, actress, model, and entrepreneur, Christina, also known to many as Miss Basketball. So stay tuned. We're talking women and basketball. So hello, Christina.
Hey, Kaya girl.
Thank you so much for coming on today's episode. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, hey everybody, I'm Christina, or as many of you know, Miss Basketball. I have been playing basketball since, I want to say about 10. I do acting, I'm a model, entrepreneur, and a little bit of everything. I kind of have my hands in some of everything, so.
All right, awesome. Okay, Christina. So you started playing basketball when you were 10. What kind of inspired you to start?
My brother Jay. Well, his name is Japheth, but Jay. It is his fault. I started playing because I saw it was a social thing. He started having all these amazing friends. You know, all the girls wanted to hang out with him. All the boys wanted to hang out with him. And here I am playing with Barbie dolls and Easy Bake Oven. I'm like, wait a minute. I want to go outside and do what he's doing. So I just kind of started following behind him. And he just... Even though he kept pushing me away for the most part, like, no, go back in the house. No, go with your friends. I'm like, I don't have any friends right now. They want to play with Barbie dolls. So I started just tagging along with him, and he finally, all right, he gave in and started teaching me how to play, if it was layups or, little random shooting drills or whatever. So thank you, Jay. I appreciate you.
So you were inspired by your brother and by getting out and doing something.
Yes, of course, because my dad is a bishop.
Okay.
So we were going to church almost every night. So it's either you're in the house or you're doing homework, and that's about it. So I'm like, okay, I want to get out of the house. I want to be able to meet people, and basketball is kind of that vehicle to where you can meet people and hang out and all that other good stuff. So.
Okay, so Christina, tell us a little bit about your experience playing basketball growing up.
Oh, wow. My experience playing basketball. I was, for the most part, since I was hanging out with my brother, I would always be the only girl.
Right.
Like, it never failed. So I had the whole experience of being pushed down. Like, you watch the movie Love and Basketball.
Of course.
I can relate to it because it's always, you always have that, oh, girls can't play basketball. Or girls shouldn't be playing basketball. So growing up, it's always like, okay, I have to play with the boys because I have to prove it. And if I can be one of the boys, I'm good. That's all that matters. Yes.
You made it.
Exactly, for the most part, because they won't give you the respect until you beat one of them.
Right.
So if you don't, it's like, she's just a girl. But when you start playing like them and you're beating them, then you command your respect. You get your respect from that. So that was kind of like my whole thing of growing up playing basketball with the guys.
Okay. So as a woman playing basketball or a young girl playing basketball, were you often perhaps categorized as a tomboy? And if so, how did you combat that?
Well, when I got to middle school, I think it was middle school and high school, I was in that whole tomboy era, where, I don't know if you remember the big hoodies, the big baggy pants, and two ponytails. Yeah, very, very, very 90s. My whole team that I ran with, like I said, we played basketball, volleyball, softball. We did everything together. We were known as the cute tomboys. That's just what we were, because we had our baggy pants. We had, it wasn't nothing like we're wearing anything tight. Everything was always oversized for the most part. So you had a lot of people that kind of called us tomboys, even for the most part, even thought we were gay, whatever the case may be. But it wasn't that. It was just that we just found it comfortable. Like, we didn't want to get dressed up for school. We didn't want to have to do our hair and makeup. We just want to throw on a hat and some big clothes and go ahead on about our business. Tennis shoes and call it a day, because right after school, guess where we're going?
Practice.
We got practice. So,
right.
That's kind of what we did. So.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about your high school experience playing basketball.
So my high school experience playing basketball was hilarious. If I can look back on it now, it was really hilarious, because since I was tall at the time, I don't think I learned the fundamentals of basketball, and I'm not gonna put that off on my coach or the high school itself, but I think I didn't apply myself as I should, or practice is more, because I kind of got by. I got by with being tall. I got by with doing the bare minimum for the most part. So my high school experience was okay. I made all area team, all defensive player. I have a couple accolades, and I did all area. South Florida. I played on a couple high school all-star games. So it was, for the most part, it was good. But to me, when I look back on it, it could have been better.
So how would you have made it better?
Oh my God, practice.
Okay, you would have made yourself better.
Oh yes,
okay.
I would have. So you hear this so often. When you're younger, you just like whatever. You kind of sweep it under the rug. But when you get older, you hear, if I would have known what I know now back then.
Right.
Because if I would have just applied myself, the extra time that I had, that free time, hanging out with friends, and there's nothing wrong with that, but hanging out with friends and just getting by for the most part. If I would have been in the gym, actually working, taking those 1,000 shots a day, doing the dribbles and, different things, and actually trying to lift weights or whatever the case may be, to get stronger, to be better than my opponent, I think I wouldn't even be here right now. So I think if I would have done a better job of applying myself, my high school experience would have been different. It would have been much better, which would have led into an amazing college career. So,
Tell us a little bit about your transition from high school basketball to college basketball.
Oh, Lordy. So my transition from high school to college basketball was a little bit all over the place for the most part. It wasn't your traditional transition period like you do from high school to college in that kind of 90 days, that period. But mine's actually like 4 years. Okay. So, I went to college, but it didn't work out. I didn't get picked up to play. So I moved. I know, right?
They ain't right.
I know, they're not right, because he recruited me to play, but said I wasn't good enough when I got there. So I ended up basically moving back to Orlando, played on a little teams here and there, played on church league, and this one church league had a old school versus new school basketball game, and a guy reached out to me after the game because we won, and I got MVP. How was it? And he basically said, "Hey, I want to get you back in the school. What would it take? Are you serious about it? If you're serious, give me a week." And I was like, he ain't, he be lying. These dudes be lying. Right. So within 1 week, he had 3 to 5 schools. So I ended up choosing Jefferson College in Missouri. Okay. I had an amazing tryout. Had a good time there. I broke a record for most rebounds in one game. 22 rebounds. I was the captain of the team. It went great. And then I ended up coming back here to Florida. I got recruited to play D2 basketball at St. Leo University. So that whole kind of transition period for me, rather than it being just those 3 months when you graduate high school and then you go off to college and do preseason workouts, mine was just a very extended version of air and a lot of space of trying to figure it out, because I was doing modeling, I was hosting parties, I was doing marketing work, but I wasn't playing basketball. And I think that time needed to happen so I can kind of get back to basketball. So I went back to school at the age of 25 to play basketball. I stopped everything I was doing to go back to play basketball and get my education. So
look at that testimony.
I'm telling you, like, when you hear no, it does something to you. And sometimes people, they're not used to no. And you need to hear the no to make you want to go harder, to make you want to work a little bit harder. And I think I needed to hear that no. I needed to hear that I wasn't good enough to play college basketball, because I ended up going back and I killed it. So
you also played semi-pro.
I did.
Just tell us a little bit about that experience.
So playing semi-professional basketball here in the WBA league, it was different because you meet so many different personalities. Basketball is a vehicle to take you all over the country, basically all over the world for the most part. And having the chance to play here in Atlanta, my first year wasn't all that great because I wasn't used to the girls that I played with. It was kind of weird. That whole another transition, it was really weird. And then my second year playing for the Atlanta Legends, I was like, yes, I love my teammates. There were, my coach was awesome, because my coach before, he was not that all that great. But my coach was awesome. My teammates were great, and I really enjoyed playing semi-pro. I wanted to as soon as I put on the jersey, I was like, turned into Superwoman.
Right.
I was like, yeah. So for me, that was awesome. That was great. That was great. So now I'm not playing anymore because I just got so much stuff going on. But at this very moment, if an opportunity was to come right now, I would drop everything that I'm doing. So yeah, girl.
Okay. So what do you think are some misconceptions about women in basketball?
The first misconception I would say is that they think all female basketball players are, these butch, very, very tomboy, lesbian girls. And that's not the case at all. There's
Right.
some amazing, beautiful, strong, beasting women who are feminine and who are beautiful that can play basketball. And they're not gay. They're heterosexual females. They love men. They don't do the funny business. They love men. And there's nothing wrong with, liking whatever you like or whatever the case may be. But I think that huge misconception is that they think that all female girls basketball players are gay. And that's why my name is Miss Basketball, because I don't believe that. Like, there's girls who can play just as great as, someone who's not girly or whatever the case may be. And I think a lot of people kind of equate that, if she looks like a basketball player, then she can hoop.
Yeah.
I mean, how does a female basketball player look?
Right.
Because when I think of female basketball player, I think of a womanly female basketball player,
right,
who's out there killing, like your Lisa Leslie, your Tina Thompson, your Cheryl Swoops. Like, I think Candace Parker, Skylar Diggins. I think of those young ladies.
You don't put a definition
like
to
Angel McCartney. Like, these are all amazing female basketball players who don't look like boys.
Right.
So I think that's a huge misconception that a lot of people have, and I wish they would just totally stop it. Because
right,
I believe you can look like a lady and play like a beast.
So Christina, now I want to get just a little bit of your advice. What are your 3 best tips to being the best player you can be?
So I would say my 3 best tips are, number 1, work hard. Be consistent and work very, very hard. Nothing is going to be given to you.
Right.
Like I said before, I just kind of barely got by. But you really have to work hard, because now there's so many basketball players.
Right.
There's so many amazing basketball players now, and everybody will be fighting for your spot. So my first advice would be to basically work hard. Like, every chance you get, outwork the next person as much as you can and leave it all on the court. My second advice would be to be consistent. I know I kind of put those 2 together, but you have to be consistent. You have to create this muscle memory in your brain that say, hey, if I want to be the best, I gotta walk, talk, eat, train,
right,
sleep, all that good stuff. A lot of people say, oh, team no sleep. No, you need your rest. You have to be consistent at being the best.
Right.
So in everything that you do with this hard work, you have to be consistent. You have to work. You have to practice as much as you can and be consistent with it. And I would say third, last but certainly not least, and this is one of my favorite things, is enjoy the process. Have fun with it. If you work hard and you're consistent, you should be having fun.
Right.
And that's the best advice that I can give, because some people get so caught up into, I gotta focus, which is great, but you have to sometimes take a step back to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and just make it all worthwhile and enjoy it and have fun with it. Because who wants to be doing something? If you love it, you should be happy.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like you're going to a job and this ain't where you want to be and you got to drag yourself in there, then that ain't the job for you. But if it's basketball that you really love, when you go in the gym, guess what? You're happy about it because it's fun to you. This is something that you dream about because you work hard, because you're consistent. So why not let it be fun? So those would be my 3 best advice that I can give to basketball players.
And those were great tips,
Christina.
Everyone. So that concludes today's interview. Christina, tell everyone how they can keep up with you.
Oh, well, you guys can keep up with me on Instagram, Twitter. It's all Miss Basketball 1. That is the number 1, MS Basketball 1. You can also follow me on what is it, Facebook? Yeah, Facebook. Y'all know I'm getting old. Follow me on Facebook. It's Christina, Miss Basketball Granville. And I'm also on Christian Mingle, blackpeoplemeet.com.
I'm done.
I'm just playing. But Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, you can find me, Miss Basketball 1.
All right. So we hope you all enjoyed today's interview. If you have any questions or comments for Christina, also known as Miss Basketball, just leave them below and we'll make sure that they get answered. All right. Make sure to follow us.
Yes, us.
And subscribe to Candid Kaya.
Yes,
and we'll
and
see
share
you
this
again
video.
next time. Yes, share. We'll see you next time.
Bye.